Hi everyone, we're going to do a tutorial and I am going to try and create a stacked bob hairstyle, or it's going to be a short hairstyle and we're going to try to go for a bob style where it's parted on the side and real short in the back and a little bit longer on one side and shorter on the other. I don't know, we're just going to kind of play around with it and see what we can get. Now then, I wanted to get this one part recorded, but I just didn't have the space to do it, and I needed to really get some things going. So I just went ahead and I made my wig cap just like I did in my last tutorial. So if there's any of you that are viewing this for the first time, go back and watch that tutorial because I'll show you how I made the wig tutorial. It's, you know, it's not anything that I really came up with. It's, you know, everybody, if you look on the internet, you can see all different ways of making wig caps. Okay, I went ahead and I created it, and I've dyed my hair. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a dark layer underneath and a lighter color on top. Now I already have this all separated, but this is the thing that I wanted to really share with you, is that in my last tutorial I showed you how I would drill the holes in the wig cap. Well, on this one, what I did, and if I can explain this to you to where you can understand it, is that the way that I have my hair divided, this is the way that we're going to cut it. So when I made the holes in the head, let me take this off. When I would make the holes in the head, basically I started at the bottom of close to the hairline, and you just keep going row after row after row. And I would get all the way up to the crown of the head. Now this piece here has been divided off to where we're going, that's the part that we're going to be cutting. Now this section here, right in here, I start taking my drill and I start making my holes. So in other words, I might have one hole here, a hole here, a hole here, and a hole. And I keep doing that. Now, because I have one hole here, you might say, well, where do you thread it into the other one? I thread it into another hole that already has hair in it. Okay, I hope that that explains it. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is that I have drilled the holes in the direction of the way that we will be cutting the hair. Okay, now I'm not really sure about her part, how it's going to turn out. When I had all of the hair laying out and everything, it looks like it's going to lay out pretty good. But if it doesn't, I might have to, which you can see, I have some little bare spots right here. I might have to go right in there and put in some more hair locks. I'm not sure. I might be able to crisscross it. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it on my rubber ball here, and I'm going to attach it so that we can see it on camera. Okay. I'm thinking about not wetting the hair with this one. I'm going to try it without wetting it. Okay, now basically what I'm doing is just trying to get the hair in a position to where I can cut it. and I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing. Okay, this would be the top of her head. The part is going to be on the side of the head, okay? This is the crown. This would be the crown. So when I cut the hair, okay, I want to cut the hair in a vertical, not horizontal, because what we want is we want the layers to lay down in the back of her head. If we did it horizontal, then we would have a blunt end, and we don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my first piece, and like I said before, always cut a little bit less than what you think, and then that way you can always go back in and do differently. And I'm going to have to move this. Okay, now when we cut this first piece, I'm pulling it up because if I had it on the doll's head, I would be holding it up like this. I wouldn't be holding it down. So I'm going to be holding it up. And this layer here, this cut right here, is going to determine what all of the cuts are going to be. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to start chopping. Okay, now then, see if I can show you what I meant by that. When her hair lays, these pieces right in here are going to be longer. This top piece is going to be a little bit shorter because it's the way that we cut it vertically and not horizontal. So it would be like that, okay? So we're going to take another piece and we are going to cut it the same. Okay, let's see how that's starting to lay. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that, how it's shorter, longer, shorter, longer, and it keeps going. Because what we're trying to do again is we're trying to blend the layers, the cuts, all in together. And we're going to do the same thing again. And we're going to use that piece as a guide. Now remember, my hair isn't attached, so I could pull it out really easily if I wanted to. And I'm going to move this one now. Let me turn it so I can see what I have gotten over here. You know, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a look. It might not be really the way that to cut that hairstyle, but we're going to try to get a look. Okay, now let me see if I need that. No, that one's going to go over. Okay. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to leave the length the way it is for right now, so that I can just see what I'm getting here. Okay, now you'll see what I mean. Okay, I don't know, can you see the little layers to it? How it's tapering down? Okay, I'm going to take a little break right here and I will come back. I want to get my hairs in the rubber bands a little bit better before I start cutting on this side. Okay, you guys, I will be right back. Okay, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the quarter part of the section that I divided off, and I am going to take up the piece and I'm going to use that first cut as my guide. Okay, now I haven't not doing anything with this right now because I want to just see if I've got the length right up here. And then I'll just chip into it. Okay, I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to get my next piece. Cut according to my first cut. Okay, now I'm going to go off camera and I'm just going to study this and look at what I've gotten so far, and then I am going to get into the side pieces. And I want to make sure that I have my part right, but I want to do this off camera so I can see it, because I'm kind of like in an angle. Oh yeah. Wherever you see that it's blunt, I just chip into it. Okay, I'm going to go check it out and we'll be back and we're going to do the front. Okay, I pulled out a little bit of hair that I had in this piece here, and I had too much. Okay, now this piece here, I'm going to pull it back, and I want to find my guide. Now this, I'm going to kind of turn it because I don't want to cut it, like I wouldn't want to pull the hair up on top of the head. I want to pull it down a little bit, but I still want to cut it. See if I can can do it. All right, it's not gonna work. Okay, I know. Maybe let me turn it this way. Maybe I can see it better this way. Okay, now I don't want it to go, I don't want to pull it on top of her head. So let's see if we can do this. And I want to follow that guide. Make sure I'm staying in it. Okay. You're going to see me going off camera quite a bit because I have to really look at how I'm holding the hair. And if I can see it off camera and then come back on camera, I can pretty much see what it is that I'm doing. Okay, then I need this piece to come down. And I'm going to pull it off to the side again, just like I did the other piece. And let me turn it this way. Boy, this is really awkward. Okay. Now I'm going to I'm going to go off and brush this out a little bit better, and let me get it in position. Okay, I've pulled out another section, and what I want to do is still use that piece there as a guide. And I'm going to do the same thing with my last piece here. Okay, you see how I've gotten the angle coming down? Now this back piece, this here, I will trim up. And actually what I would like to do is I'd like to bring this up just a little bit shorter in here. This part I like, but this part here, and I don't know, I'm going to try it. Okay, and then this piece right here, I want to even that up just a little bit. and then just go in there. Do you see how it's kind of shaping up? I don't think a beautician would cut hair like this, by no means. Okay. All right, now let me go ahead and I'm going to look this over. And I'm going to do it off camera so that I can see what I'm doing better. I'm just clipping off these little long hairs right now. Okay. All right, now let me go off camera and let me look at this side of how I'm going to separate my hair. Okay, now I'm ready to take the next piece and I'm going to cut it pretty much the same way that I did the other side, at least try. Okay, and I'm going to pull this back. And I'm looking for my guide. Oops. Well, I'm hoping I'm staying in the camera. And pull it back. Okay. And the other thing that I wanted to mention here too is, let's say that you cut a piece too short. You don't think that your wig is ruined, because you can pull that lock out and put in another strand, which I'm seeing that I might have cut it a little bit too short right there. Okay, let me just put it on the doll's head for right now. Yeah. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to snip some of this off. And really, if you wanted to have the little longer strands, you could. I'm going to cut it this way. Whoops. Yeah, that piece right there. I don't know if I can make that happen. Let's see. That piece right there. Don't be afraid to experiment, you guys. By experimenting, you know, you're going to grow. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. But, you know, I don't see it as mistakes. Because when I do a hairstyle and I see where, you know, I could have done something different, well, I learned by doing that, and then if I were to correct it, if I could correct it, then I wouldn't go back and I would do it again, hopefully. Or if I had to start over, you would not necessarily repeat it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go off camera and I am going to go see what my dog is barking at. Sounds like somebody's here. And I'm going to put some gel on it, and I don't know, I might change the hair locks on this piece right in here. I might put a little bit more. I don't know. Okay, I'm up very quickly. Oh, I hope I was in the camera. All right, I'm gonna very quickly put it on there. And I mean, it's gonna look pretty wild right now. But I get her the gel on it. Okay. And get her hair to sit down. And then, see, I'm going to even have to trim up some more. See, when I don't have it on the doll head, I can't really see the size of her head. Okay. Yeah, my doggy's telling me somebody's here. Okay, and then whenever you cut, chip into it if you see a blunt end. Okay, let me go check to see who's here, and let me look at the hair, and I'll be back. Okay, everyone, I put some gel on her hair, and I haven't actually even put any hair back into the cap. But I wanted to show you what I've gotten so far. Now, all I've been doing is basically I just take the hair and it's like kind of like sculpting it. And you see how I got the side, and when I've got pieces that are sticking up like that, I'll get that to tame down once I get the gel in it and everything. But all I do is, since this piece right here is the piece that is like I want slanted, okay, I will kind of make that like a sharp blunt, and then the rest, like I just kind of pull it out and just look at it, move the hair in the direction that you would like for it to go in. And then I just go in there and I'll just basically trim it up. Go in the shape that you cut it, pretty much. Okay, and then like for her part, now this is the part that I wanted to show you. Now like right in here, see there's gel in there, and once I pull that all apart, you won't see the cap, but if you do, then all I'll do is just put a little bit of more hair in it, just sew it right in it. But usually if I play with the hair long enough, because you figure when you're sewing it in, the hair is pretty much, in that place. So what you're having to do is basically take the hair that you've put into those holes and you're separating it and you're blending it through the rest of the hair. Okay, and then her front piece, it would be very important to me because I would want that to really lay right, and right in that area right there, I am going to put more hair right in there because I don't want to fluff it in it. I want to have enough hair in that area. And then that way when I take the hair, do you see how that side is? See, that's not bad. And then you put more gel on it to tame it down. Now the other thing that I do is that I'll take my wood burning tool, and it has a temperature thermostat on it, and I will put it on where it's almost like warm, and I'll roll it around it, and it curls it nice. But you'd have to have a thermostat on it because it would burn the hair. But see, if that was laying down, which you could just take a little bit of glue right there and then just touch it on there and it would lay down. Okay. And then this part here, I would most definitely work on this a little bit more. And then I even think that maybe, let me take this right here. This piece right in here. See, I want that to lay down. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim that up. Really, it's up to you now. You can style it any way that you feel. Just be free with it. You don't have to, doesn't have to be a particular hairstyle. Just, do something different instead of just having long hair all the time. And, it's just really get creative. Okay, there you guys, you have the basic part. And like I said, see, that would be all tamed down. I'd add more hair. I'd add more hair right in here. This would be tamed down more. And I think really, chip into it. See, I would keep playing with this, but you've got the general idea. This hair isn't, you know, it's not completed for me. I would really be playing with styling it, trimming it up, shaping it, adding some more hair locks right into that part right there. And I would really, anything that where it's got a real strong blunt, I would just go in there and try to smooth that out. And see, I think I would even trim this up shorter. Now see, if I had that glued onto her head, okay, and we'll just kind of fluff it, even though she doesn't really need fluffing. Okay, everybody, now you've seen how you can make I think it's a simple, short hairstyle. There's the side view, which that piece there is not laying down for me. But there's a side view. And like I said, I would really have this piece to where it's thicker and it's cut more blunt. And then the same on the other side. So I will add more hair in it, and at the end of this video you'll see the completed doll. Thank you, everybody, and I hope that this has helped you and inspired you to try something different. Don't be afraid. Hope you enjoy, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I've got a lot more videos coming your way. Thank you. Okay, everybody, I worked on it a little bit more, and I wanted to show you the final hairstyle. And this is what it looks like. So basically it's to me it's a style that you can really do what you want. If you felt like it was too much, you could thin it out. I think maybe this side I would just pull that in a little bit more if I wanted to. But I wanted to show you another way that you can style hair. Don't always go with so much long hair, although long hair to me is very, very pretty. But when you keep doing it over and over and you're limited, you don't know what other styles to do, you get bored with it. So don't be afraid to try. like I said, when you do this wig cap, it's very, very forgiving, because if you don't have enough hair, you add more hair to it. If you have too much hair, pull the hair out. If the part doesn't look right, you can always go in there and you can correct it. That is what's so neat about the wig cap. So, hope you enjoy it, and it will inspire you to try different ideas, and you'll do better than what I've done here. But I just wanted to show you, dig in, experiment, and have fun. Thank you, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed.